This video is how to use an application called Tweetdeck, which is an addition to your Twitter account that you already have, a great way to participate in Twitter chats, to follow specific hashtags and specific users. Oftentimes, I don't even open my Twitter account when I'm on my computer anymore. I just go straight to Tweetdeck. So first of all, to get logged into Tweetdeck, you just need to go to the website that's above here, tweetdeck.twitter.com, and then go ahead and put in your Twitter username and password and hit login. Okay, so here is my Tweetdeck right now, and yours will look somewhat similar to this when you first started out. There are some columns in Tweetdeck that everybody will have. This first column here on the left is your feed, your home feed, which is similar to Twitter. So this is all the people you're following when they're posting, that'll show up in that home feed. The next column is all of your notifications. So if somebody retweets something that you've tweeted out or sends a tweet specifically to you with your handle on it, it'll show up in this column. This next column, this third one, is your messages. So these are the direct messages that come to you through Twitter. And then this fourth column is the activity that's happening on your Twitter account. So this one you can see is very active. This is everybody that I'm connected with through Twitter, everybody I'm following, what they are currently doing. So it's not just their tweets, but you can see it's when someone favorited something or followed someone or any of those things. So this one keeps moving pretty quickly. All right, from there, you can add additional columns, and this is where the power of Tweetdeck comes up. So I'm just going to scroll over, and I'll show you some of the other columns that I've added. So this first column I've added is a hashtag that I follow. This is a workshop or a development training that I went to over the summer called FlipCon. And it has its own hashtag. So anytime someone tweets with hashtag FlipCon15 in it, it will show up in this column. So I can follow all the tweets about that particular conference in this column and see that pretty easily. The next column over is a user column. So again, I added this one as a user that I want to see all of their tweets in one place. This is a podcast that I listen to called Horizontal Transfer. So I want to, whenever they tweet out, I want to see that because I can get updates on new episodes really easily or jump into conversations. You can follow any user on TweetDecks. It doesn't have to be a podcast. It could be a person that you're following as well. This next one is a hashtag again. This is a book study I participated in over the summer. And then this other hashtag over here is a chat that meets weekly during the school year called BioChat. So it's for biology teachers. And so I like to have that in one column because when that chat is going on, I want to see all of the tweets that are coming through for that particular chat. So how do we follow a user or a hashtag? How do we add another column basically? So what you want to do is go over here to the left and click on this little magnifying glass icon. And when I click on that, it's going to come up with this search. And I'm going to search for a user in this case. You can also search hashtags. As you can see, there's some hashtags that I've searched recently. But I'm going to search for Jamie Fast's Twitter feed because I'm not following her as a user yet. So there she is. I knew what her handle was. So I started typing it in there and it added that in there. There's her Twitter feed. I'm already following her. Okay. And I want her to be a part of my user column. So I want her to create a column that's just user. So I'm going to click on user because I want to follow her as a user. So I'm going to click that and they can see her user column right there. And so I'm going to add that column. And there she is. She adds to the end of all of my columns. As you can see, I have lots and lots of columns. So she's at the very end and I can follow her easily that way. If I want to follow a hashtag, again, I hit that search. Let's say I want to follow this one, Teachers of Instagram. It shows up like this, and I just click Add Column at the bottom, and now I have that as a column as well. Let's say I've been following this hashtag for a while and I don't feel like it's really something that I want to use anymore. When you want to edit a column, you click up here in the upper right-hand corner of the column, and it pulls down this menu of all these things you can do. And there are all sorts of different changes you can make to the feeds that come into that column. I don't play with those a whole lot, but there are things you can do with that. You can remove the column right here. So that's if you don't want to have that anymore in your Tweetdeck. You can also move it around. So let's say I want it closer to the beginning of my list of columns. So I can move it back and forth that way. And like I said, I can also remove it. So I'm going to do that right now. Another way to move columns around is all of your columns are over here on the side. So here's my FlipCon hashtag, here's my user, my horizontal transfer user. I can scroll through all of these columns, and if I want to move this one, for example, somewhere closer to the beginning, I can do that right on the side as well. Some other things that are on the side, you can do a shortcut to add a column here, and then from there, choose what type of column you want to add. So this is, instead of going through that search bar, you could do it this way. And then also you can expand this out, okay, to really see what all of those different names are. You can take a look at the accounts that are linked to this particular Tweetdeck. So right now I just have my personal account linked to it, but if I also wanted to have my class Twitter account on this Tweetdeck, I could do that as well. And then of course there's always the settings, which I suggest looking through on your own, but make sure you take some time to look through those and have those set up how you want. Like I said in the beginning, Tweetdeck is really my go-to source for getting onto Twitter when I'm on my computer, because you can just see so much more information and it's better organized. And as far as Twitter chats go, it's really the only way to do a Twitter chat. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy. So if you're interested in getting into Twitter chats, I highly recommend getting Tweetdeck on there. I'm going to show you one more thing. Once you get logged into Tweetdeck, you're going to have this show up on your Chrome browser as a special app. So I just want to show you what that looks like. So in your Chrome apps, Tweetdeck is going to always show up now. So that's another way to get at it once you log in instead of going to the website.